Yeah, good evening, Dale, from deepest, darkest Bang Plea. And tonight I'm reporting on the second division clash between Samut Prakan City and Chiangmai United. Samut Prakan coming into the game, they won their opening game, as we know, in controversial fashion, off the pitch anyway, down at Pattaya. They went down 1-0 to top of the table Chiangmai in the home game before losing 3-0 last week at Nakhon. Chiangmai United, on the other hand, they had a reasonable start. I saw them on the opening night. They looked big and strong when they won 3-1 at Customs. Customs, incidentally, changed their coach this week, or in the last 10 days, and achieved the first win of the season with a 1-0 win at Kasetsart on Friday night. Chiang Mai followed that up with a 1-0 home defeat against Ayutthaya, with about 600 fans rattling around the huge stadium up in the northern capital, before they drew 1 each with Suphanburi on the road last week. So let's see what happens tonight. Anyone who grew up watching football in the UK 40-50 years ago, they would like coming here. The web of narrow streets and lanes, all back down on this big housing development towards the stadium, with the main stand arching over the pavement. It's got a real true feel of how football used to be before the advent of the soulless modern balls outside towns and cities. It's a reason I never tire of coming here. It feels like you're seeing real Bangkok, with all the shops and houses around, and then the football stadium just over the road. For those of you interested in coming to a game here by car, it's not too bad. You come straight down the Chonburi Bang Na main road, and then do a right by Bang Na 2 Hospital. Or if you're coming by public transport, the 133 bus is excellent. It comes all the way from Ekamai. Or if you want to catch the yellow line, you can do that down Srinagin Road. Get out at Suan Luang Pram Gao station by Seacon Square. Get on the 133 there. 25 bar air conditioned bus, and they've redirected the route. It drops you right outside the main stand. I know you'll be glad to hear, Dale, that the football shop's still here. We're selling all the boots and shirts over the road from the stadium. Also very good to see them selling the full range of Samut Prakan City gear, supporting the local club. Right, so outside the ground, about half an hour to kick off. I've been joined by Samut Prakan City fan Phil Williams. Evening, Phil.
Hiya, Rob. Are you well?
Yeah, great stuff. Everything all right?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Yep, nice evening. Rain's kept off. That's the main thing, because it poured down with rain the last game. We drove home in floods.
Oh, no good. The first impression I've got tonight is that it's a club with a bit of vibe back, a bit of buzz.
Definitely. I was just saying to my wife how much the ground has improved. The appearance of the ground inside is nowhere near as tatty as it used to be, and that's down to the owner. He's done a good job. All we need now is to improve the running track.
Yeah, but at least you've got these temporary stands behind the goals. A lot of other clubs do well to take heed of that.
Yep, the stadium's looking good. Don't complain.
No, that's good. Non-bonus, the young photographer.
I've just seen him, and he's walking around with his camera in his hand, so maybe he's been reinstated or something.
That's fantastic news, because we had a few messages on Twitter, people saying that, you know, he should be in. We've got to encourage youngsters in the game as well.
Or maybe he's just working and not getting paid. That's if he was getting paid in the past. But I don't really know the full situation, but I know his dad was upset when he kind of lost his job here, but he looks to have got it back again.
Oh, that's good news for everyone. I was talking to a Scandinavian big guy on the way. He said, he asked me for my prediction. I went for a diplomatic 1 each, and he looked at me as I was crazy. What do you think tonight?
I'm quite confident. I'm going to go for 2-1.
To City?
2-1 to Samut Prakan, and my wife says 1-0. So
no, that's great stuff.
So we're both going for a win.
No, that'd be nice for you. You deserve it after your journey last week. Cheers, Phil.
Thanks.
Right, so we're getting ready for the arrival of the teams here at Samut Prakan City. As Phil said, the stadium has received a facelift, new seats over on the far side, all the new roofing at this side, no more holes. And out come the teams. The trio up front for Chiangmai are going to be a handful, I feel. As I say, there were a handful at customs. Let's wait and see. I would estimate probably 30, 40, 50 fans come from Chiang Mai, a long journey. The home fans in good voice. Do encourage people to get out and watch the T2 and T3 teams while the top division's out of action for a few weeks. Dale, the place is going berserk. It's 1-0 Samut Prakan. We're only in the 4th minute. A terrific low shot with a left boot outside the box. I can't quite see who scored it from this distance. A tremendous goal. 1-0 to the home side, 4 minutes. The scorer of the goal, Lee Sang-jin. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. Soaked up some pressure, not really looked like scoring Chiangmai, but they had plenty of possession in the final third. The hosts looked the more likely side, I have to say. A cross came in, the header beat the keeper, didn't even smell it. 2-0, 2 minutes to half time. The goal scorer, Fernando Viana. So the score at the break here at Samut Prakan Stadium, it's 2-0 to the home side. And I have to say at the back, Neto, Tirapon and Supapon doing a fine job. Plenty of play Chiangmai, but not doing a lot with it. They took off their centre-back, Ronapi, who committed a shocking challenge. Really was late, horrible, and he was losing his rag. Manager quite rightly withdrew him. But yeah, just a word about if you fancy coming to a game here. It's 100 baht to get in down the side in the popular zone and behind the goal. Beers are 80 baht, there's food available. It's a lovely atmosphere, I have to say. The locals here are so warm and friendly. It's not a sort of dissimilar area to Klong Toi in some ways. Big housing development behind the ground, lots of little markets, there's lots to do if you get here early. It's a fascinating part of the world, I thoroughly recommend it. You may have heard with my interview with Phil before the game, I mentioned something about the temporary seating behind the goals. Well, Samut Prakan's got a track round the pitch. Now fortunately down the sides the stands are straight, so you're not that far from the pitch. But to get around the distance on the curves when you have a running track from the goal, they've put two semi sort of permanent, temporary, whatever you want to call them, open stands behind each goal, square behind it, so you're right on top of the goal, a few yards from the net to the fence. But yeah, and it's an idea. I don't know why other clubs don't try. They've still got room for the track to be in use for recreational runners during the week. It's not as though they have many massive athletic events in these places. Just needs a little bit of ingenuity and it makes it into a proper football stadium. So I've moved up behind the north goal for the second half. Great chance for City to make it 3-0, 3 minutes after the break, Dale. Supperwit. Lovely ball played through to him. 1-on-1 against the keeper Pirates. Keeper pulled off a good one-handed save, but he must have been as sick as a pirate. His defence like the Red Sea parting. Still 2-0 City. Well, Dale, I did say that they had that chance to make it 3-0. In the 53rd minute, it's 2-1. Bit of pinball around the area and on the line. The referee signalled to the centre spot, gave the goal. Chiangmai United are back in it. The scorer for the White Elephants, Marlon de Silva. Well, there's about half an hour to go, and I'm going to make all my previous bookies smile who know my prolific form as a fixed odds tipster. I'll be astonished if Samut Prakan hang on. Chiangmai coming more and more into the game. They brought on the big Korean forward who played so well at Customs. We're in the 63rd minute, it's 3-1. I was just about to send a report and say that Chiangmai looks for all money as though they were going to get back into this game. But it's 3-1, it's a majestic lob. The Chiangmai players are going burlesque with the linesman. It's no good, he's given the goal. There's no VR in T2. Get on with the game. Just hang on a minute, Dale. The referee and official over on that far side are chatting away. They're trying to decide what's going on. Is there VAR? I honestly don't know. Why is it taking this long is beyond belief. The Chiangmai players are like they're on a sponsored monathon. They're going back for another chat. I've been to shorter coffee mornings, Dale. And he's disallowed the goal. He's wiped it out. I don't believe it. Now you can imagine what's going on now. The Samut Prakan players, quite rightly, are going spare. Well, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I'll come right back if he changes his mind again. Dale, I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, but the Samut Prakan players are walking off. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Security has gone to the officials. The officials have been rounded up by security, and it looks as though the Samut Prakan players have walked off. Well, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to make head and tail of it, Dale. I've been watching football for 50 years, and I have never seen anything like this in my life. Well, the conflab's still going on, Dale. The conflab's still going on, Dale. And it is shameful. And one thing I will say, whatever the outcome, everybody on that pitch, the officials off the side of it and the officials on it, need to explain themselves, because this is shameful for Thai football. Everything positive about tonight so far, and now this. Oh, I don't know what to say. I am absolutely devastated as a football fan. My feelings at the moment, I will not be surprised if the game's abandoned. Well, it looks like there's been an impasse reached. Whoever orchestrated that on the Samut Prakan bench should be ashamed of themselves. As should the Chiangmai players who harangued the officials in the first place. Nobody's going to get any credit out of this in my book. Anyway, we're back underway, Dale. Goodness knows how long we wasted there. I hope my battery on my phone lasts out for the reports, and I hope I can get my last bus home to Midbury. Well, you couldn't write it, Dale, tonight. We're officially in the last minute of normal time. Chiangmai have had a goal ruled out from a corner, header went in, referee had judged that somebody pushed. Didn't imagine what happened next. Not good. Not good at all. 2-1 Samut Prakan. I apologise for my lack of professionalism, Dale. I can't recall seeing the board go up for the amount of added minutes. They probably haven't got one long enough. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. We are in stoppage time. There's a board hanging around somewhere I saw with 10 on. That'll probably be about right. It's got really tetchy, as you can imagine. Very hard to concentrate on it. Spoilt it because it was a tremendous occasion and great game until that incident. Stoppage time, still the host 2-1 up. Well, Dale, it's ended 2-1, Samut Prakan City. The home fans are jubilant. But, there's a horrible taste in my mouth, and it isn't just the Chiang. The way the game managed the last half hour was a disgrace to football. The ball rolling over than a toddler's group. Shocking. Chiangmai don't deserve a lot of credit either, they got involved. But for all the good the new owner's doing here at Samut Prakan City, and there is an awful lot of good he's doing, he really does need to clamp down on his coaching staff and the way they conduct themselves, because they were a disgrace to football tonight. A great shame, because the first hour was fantastic entertainment, great atmosphere. It might be me who's getting old and cranky, I don't know. What I can't be doing with that last half hour. But thankfully incidents like this are rare. But they do seem to follow certain clubs around. 2-1 Samut Prakan full time, Dale. So outside the stadium, Dale, things slowly calming down, I think. If there aren't repercussions from this, I'll be astonished and very disappointed. You can't be letting teams harangue referees. If they made a mistake, they made a mistake. That's football. Hey, we've all been there. You just cannot. God, I don't know where to start. Anyway, it's such a shame, as I say, because it's a great place to come and watch football. It really is, and there's potential galore here. If they get the locals involved, they've got great chance of building the crowds. I don't know, maybe controversy such as this will do it. But I don't know. Yeah, I recommend a visit down here, but certainly come with your mind up. You never know though, it might be the end of the coach after tonight, because if I was an owner I wouldn't be tolerating it. But as I said last week at Montong over the fans band, easier said than done, and I don't have to solve it. Anyway, back to the studio, Dale, we'll discuss it in a bit.